TV box, which is a Android-based TV box, which is a 4K compatible, so that's ultra high definition, which means it should be better than your television, because I'm almost certain you haven't got a 4K yet, have you? Anyway, it's pretty cool. It's got a Cortex A9 processor in it, 2 gigs of RAM, it has 8 gigabytes of onboard storage, and it runs Android 4.4, so bang up to date on the operating system. If we take a look in the box here, the M8 as it's known. I also get confused with, they have so many names, some of these products, you don't quite know which one to call them. So it's an OTT TV box, model M8. There you go, and that's the M8 itself. A couple of USB ports, can you see that? Hope so. A couple of USB ports, HDMI out, Ethernet, AV, optical, and the power. And on the side here, again, don't know if you can see that, an SD slot. There you go. In the box itself, we have a remote control, power block, HDMI cable, and a manual. If you take a look at the manual, back bit is Chinese, front bit is English. I can't say it's the most comprehensive manual I've ever seen. It's okay, it'll get you up and running. I suppose they assume that people who know these boxes know these boxes. I'm not so sure that's true, but anyway, we'll have a go and get it all run up. Now that's it, there's nothing else to say. It's just that box really, so it's time to plug it up to the TV and see how it actually works. I don't have a 4K TV, of course, so we're going to have to run it on a standard TV, but at least we'll get an idea of the quality. So here we are, just to get it going, all you've got to do is to plug it up to the HDMI of the TV, get the power in, stick it somewhere discreet so it doesn't annoy you, and you're good to go. Let's just get it powered up. When the power's on, you'll have this little blue light on the front. It feels fairly cool, so it runs cool, which is a good start, at least in the beginning. I can't feel any heat coming from it, so let's get it powered up. So this is what you see when you first fire up the M8. As you can see, it's Android hidden behind a little UI. They call it the Windows 8 interface. I'm thinking they think big tiles of various colors is enough to qualify for a Metro lookalike, so it's kind of like a clone. Pretty easy to operate. Here, let's just if you get your little remote control and point it, you can move things around. The first thing you're going to want to do is actually Bluetooth your way out of this, so if only because using the remote control is kind of tiresome when you're entering in text and stuff. So I've got an alternative little keyboard here which is running on Bluetooth, which hooks up quite nicely. So I use both of these for just general navigation around. This is perfectly adequate. Just point it towards the screen and do your stuff. Right, so what have we got? Let's have a look. So you have on the online video, you have Netflix, so that's quite handy. It's all set up out of the box like this, we're not doing anything. YouTube. Now here's an instance where, it's great to just use this, but if you want to start adding in searches and stuff like that, you'll need a keyboard to make it quick. The other thing that you'll notice about using this box is you really need your Wi-Fi router in the same room. The Wi-Fi router here is next door, and it's a real pain because it's much slower than it should be. And as you can see, it buffers and does all sorts of weird things where it shouldn't do. Settings, you can see all the basics of your system there, the network, HDMI auto detect, mirrorcast, as I was saying, the wireless screen is not great unless your Wi-Fi is really top notch. And if you want to go into the real Android gubbins, this is where you go and find out exactly what's going on with your box. So here we can see it's running Android 4.4.2 and all that kind of cool stuff. You get the full complement of apps that you might want to see. So you got, here are what we've got Skype, QQ, which is this messaging service, Miracast in the media center. You have full access to Play Store. We've seen Netflix before, and Twitter, and XBMC, which is cool, comes in out of the box, which is very, very useful. So as you can see, the picture is pretty awesome. In fact, it's more than pretty awesome, even though over the Wi-Fi here. And it's just great. I mean, it's XBMC is one of my favorites now because you can install a shed load of channels from all over the place, and the implementation here comes with a lot of stuff already pre-installed, so which makes it even better. You know, you got things all. I mean, the selection is colossal, and you can add your own as you need to. And I'm just installing, as we're watching, I'm just installing the DIY network, and it just downloads, and you're ready to go once you've done that. As you can see, it doesn't take a long time to download a channel. If we check out the browser runs pretty well. As you can see, it's quite a crisp little browser. Of the 8 gigs of storage you've got on here, about 5 is actually available for stuff, so the rest is taken up by operating system and apps. Right, so the rest of it is really just setting up your machine the way you want it, so you can have your own favorites in place. It's really a very nice UI. I do like the UI. It's very simple, easy to get to grips with, and quite crisp, as you can see. I'm not taking a lot of effort to actually get my way around the various bits and pieces. So here's an example of a game we're playing here on the box. I'm not quite sure what the heck you're supposed to do with this. It's a pretty naff game. Can't remember what it's called now, something like jet ski something, but you're supposed to avoid things, and it's just pretty horrible. But you could get an idea of the graphics. The graphics are pretty alright. But yeah, I won't carry on with that because you get ads every 10 seconds and it sucks. You can load your own games onto the unit via an SD card, so you can slot in an SD card, and if you've got your favorite games and apps that you want to push on without using the Play Store, this is where you do it. Just slot the SD card in there, and you can access the APKs, which is a nice touch. Well, overall, the M8 OTT TV box. Well, I can't test the 4K. Sorry about that, guys. I'm not going to go out and invest in a rubbish TV until they've got some content to show me, and they don't yet. But apart from that, everything else is very cool on this box. The XBMC integration is awesome. The browser works well. Google Play Store is fully represented. I love this sort of weird Metro type UI. It's very simple, and also the fact that you can get into your Android settings if you need to very easily. The quality of the video is great. I stress again, however, that you really do need to have your Wi-Fi as close as possible to get the best out of this, especially if you're using things like the wireless connect display Miracast stuff, because the results are not awesome in that respect unless you've got Wi-Fi very close to hand. Overall, definitely the best Android TV box we've tested so far by a long way. The fact you've got the 2 gigs of RAM and the 8 gigs of onboard storage is just part of the story. I think everything else is very well put together. I love the whole package. Excellent product. There you go, the M8 OTT TV box. As usual, if you've enjoyed this video, please like it and share it and subscribe to our channel so we can bring you more cool stuff. Thanks very much. Bye.